Britain has only ever sent one ministerial delegation to North Korea. As Foreign Office Minister Bill Rammell, who is now Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bedfordshire, visited Pyongyang in 2004 during a slight thaw in relations. Will Inglis asked him if he'd hoped it was a sign North Korea might be changing.
The strangest place on earth I've ever been to, but we took a deliberate step to try to engage with the regime. I spent 4 or 5 days there in a series of meetings. We were talking about nuclear weapons, but we were also talking about human rights. And I felt at the time we'd made some progress, and we agreed to follow up later that year at the United Nations. When we did meet in the United Nations, it was clear that my interlocutor had gone too far and had been reined back, and there wasn't to be further progress.
Of course, your visit came before the first in a series of nuclear tests that we've seen since then. How have things deteriorated so far, do you think?
Well, I think if you look back over the years, there have been constant ups and downs with North Korea. It is the regime that's most cut off from the outside world anywhere on this planet. There is a history of bellicose statements, bellicose actions, often just before the regime seeks to engage with the international community. What I think makes it a bit different this time is the fact that there's a new leader in place, Kim Jong-un, the son of Kim Jong-il. He's 29, he's very inexperienced, and in his own terms I think he's trying to demonstrate his strength both to the outside world but also to the military, who are very significant within the North Korean regime, and it's that makes it unpredictable. And the problem is I don't think North Korea has a serious intention to launch a military strike, but with every ratcheting up of the pressure, with every action that is taken, the risks of miscalculation increase.
As a man with experience of dealing with this regime, if you were in government at the moment, what would you advocate we do? At the moment we're seeing good old-fashioned deterrence, some possibly quite sensible defensive measures taken as well. It is a fine line to tread though, isn't it?
It is, and I don't think this is a party political issue, and broadly I think what the government is doing and what the international community is doing at the moment is correct. I do think China is key to this. China is where North Korea gets 90% of its energy supplies, over 50% of its food supplies. In that context, China has significant leverage. Now, I don't expect China to do this publicly, but privately I think they need to exert that influence. I know historically China has not wanted to be proactive in international relations, but it is the coming global superpower, and I think with that comes a responsibility to act.